Long ago, these four nations lived in peace, but it all changed when Sokka tried Riz. What the hell was that? Avatar The Last Airbender live action was just released, and I'm no review channel, but I had to hop on because, you know, it's an OG classic. And the first thing I learned was that this trim looks even worse in real life. But as a man with an open mind, I tried watching it with no bias, and it was ass. Not like Madam Web ass, but still ass. The bending was definitely better than in the 2010 live action where it took 4 dudes to lift one rock and them calling Aang Ong. But a lot of the time, the script had me befuddled. Like I was just looking at my TV, wondering who wrote some of these goofy ass lines. The delivery of them too was just diabolical. Someone needs to put a bell on you.
Let's go save that weird kid.
So many dookie lines give me Disney Channel PTSD. On top of that, the writers felt the need to explain everything to me like I'm blind, deaf, and illiterate. I know as a special child, I look at the Apple charger to get a shock on my tongue. But I don't need everything explained to me like I'm a dumbass. But something I do need explained are some of these casting choices. Some of these actors must have been bought on Fiverr because they sucked. And their resemblance to the characters was questionable. If you've seen my channel before, you know I'm passionate about childhood crushes. And animated Avatar had a lot of them. But here, they were all done dirty. This ain't Azula, this ain't Mei, that's barely Katara. And what the fuck is this? All my childhood crushes in Avatar were straight up disrespected. It hurt. Except for Suki, she was valid. And what was even the point of Mei and Ty Lee? They were just slobbering on Azula's me the whole time. That's the only thing they ever did. Azula, you're so perfect. You're so— Shut up! I do gotta say, a character that's actually better in the live action was Jet. Like Jet, he could low-key get it, no homo. I hated that buffoon in the normal show. But here, he was about to convince me to commit arson for him. Jet catching a W, I never thought I'd see the day. But the absolute worst part of the live action, the most heinous aspect of it, and I say this with the utmost disrespect, was Sokka. He was the most boring, bland, Elris character I've seen in so long. Like this dude had some of the corniest lines ever. And the cringe, man, the cringe nearly brought me to tears. New drinking game, take a shot every time Sokka says a shitty line or makes you cringe. Except, you might pass away, so don't. The producers must have gotten their wives stolen by Sokka because they made him unlikable as hell. Every time he was on my screen, he just pissed me off. Especially with him trying to spit game to women. He had so much inverse Riz, he must have attended the TikTok Riz party or graduated from Riz Academy. Like he was a creepy dude just staring and he couldn't say a sentence without stuttering, but then somehow he pulled 2 girls. I think the isolation on Suki's island made her act up because she was a bit brain dead. I'm not surprised the original creators left the project with how Sokka turned out. He was straight up painful to watch. And his fighting skills, they just made no sense. Just imagine, you train your whole life to be in the elite military of the strongest nation on the planet, dedicating every waking moment to matching your craft and fighting technique. And Sokka beats you. You might as well give up and start crocheting at that point, because this dude had a week of training and a boomerang, whilst he battling fully trained soldiers. And I'm not taking power of friendship as a reason. The only good moment Sokka had in the entire show was when he told Katara, at least I didn't fall for a terrorist.
I would like to be a terrorist.
Like damn, I didn't know your comeback game was like that, Sokka, but you still suck. Anyways, please subscribe because we're almost at 1,000 and I need to start a petition to get Sokka some better lines. Apart from all the hate I have for Sokka, I gotta give some credit to the animation. Omashu looked goated, the Fire Nation prison looked goated, and the bending was also pretty fire. The few moments Appa and Momo were on the screen, they looked good. But Momo was useless as balls and barely showed up. I forgot his ass was even in this show until he heard,
"There go another player tip. You gotta kill yourself."
What was the point of having him in the show if he's gonna show up twice and nearly die? I'm no pocket watcher, but damn, you good Netflix? You broke? Like Zuko's scar was kinda mid. It looked like he was in a slapping competition, not cooked medium rare, but I guess the budget wasn't there for that either.
I know that's not possible with how they keep raising prices.
Katara was also boring in the live action. She went from a baddie to... She was just uninteresting. So uninteresting, I don't even have anything to say about her. On to Aang. I personally think Aang was pretty solid, and he looked and sounded like Aang.
My name is Aang.
But I'm confused on why bro didn't even attempt to waterbend. Isn't that the point of season 1 in Avatar? Book of water, waterbending. Isn't he meant to be learning with Katara? The lack of Katara and Aang action was a bit weird, but I won't take this one personally, because seeing it on screen would have felt illegal. 12 and 14 ain't a good look, bro. Especially with that height difference, it would have been downright predatory.
Why they put Katara and Sokka in the Cave of Lovers though? I know they wanted to appeal to Game of Thrones fans, but nah, I fully was thinking they were gonna kiss.
And you know, I really don't get why everyone was such an asshole to a literal 12-year-old though. The level of dickheadness was almost similar to Bikini Bottom. You have a boomer and this dementiated old man disrespecting my boy Aang like he just murdered their entire family with spatulas. And the 3 previous avatars are low-key ops. If they kicked him to the floor and teabagged him, it probably would have been less painful than what they were saying to him. Everyone was giving him shit for being in ice for 100 years. But this is the best thing that could have happened. I'm sorry, but a 12-year-old isn't stopping hundreds of Super Saiyan barbecue-making firebenders, even if he has LEDs in his head. It's not possible. I think some of these characters just gotta realize child abuse isn't gonna solve shit. There were a lot of problems with Avatar, but low-key, it was alright. I semi-enjoyed it, and it inspired me to start thinking of a new childhood crushes video. Please subscribe if you enjoyed, because otherwise, I might make you watch the OG live action again. Anyways, thanks for watching, and bye.